Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Inner Whisper, your sacred pause to return to yourself. Is Vani. Thank you for being here, for once again choosing this sacred space in the middle of your day. I honor your courage for continuing to walk with me this week as we explore together what it means to open the heart and discover the hidden strength in vulnerability. So far, we have walked a brave path. On Monday, we began by taking off the mask, releasing what hides inside us. On Tuesday, we learned to ask for help, discovering the strength of allowing ourselves to be supported. And yesterday, we took an intimate step by letting ourselves be seen, opening the heart to authenticity. And if you haven't yet listened to those whispers, I invite you to do so, because each one is a seed that prepares the ground for the next. Today we take a deeper step to show ourselves as we are, without bristles, without pretense, in the naked and bright truth of our being. Showing yourself as you are is one of the most powerful and also most challenging acts you can choose. From childhood, we learn to adjust, to mold ourselves in order to fit in, to be the obedient child, the strong daughter, the model student, the flawless professional. We were taught that there were acceptable ways of being and that everything else had to be hidden. And so we built a fragmented self, one that shows and one that hides. That fragmented self lives divided. The face we show the world and the part of us we keep silent. The first smiles, fulfills, pretends control, seeks approval. The second hides in the shadows, keeping insecurities, tears, desires we fear will not be accepted. We end up living in a constant split. Outwardly, we play the character. Inwardly, we carry the hidden truth. And that division, though it may seem functional, drains our vital energy. We exhaust ourselves trying to sustain an image, while another part of us cries out to be recognized. The fragmented self gives us the illusion of security, but at the same time make us feel incomplete, as though something is always missing, something unintegrated. Healing, on the other hand, is daring to unite those parts, to let what we hide to have a voice, to allow the truth we buried to find its place in the light. Vulnerability reminds us that life doesn't need masks, it needs truth. When you show yourself as you are, without fake glitter, you are saying, "This is me, with my successes and my failures, with my scars and my gifts. And even so, I deserve to be seen, heard, and loved." Why is it so hard then? Because we fear not being enough. Because we believe that if we show our shadows, we'll lose love. Because we confuse authenticity with perfection, when in fact they are opposites. to be authentic is to free yourself from the obligation to be perfect. Showing yourself as you are brings rest. It is living without the tension of holding up an image. It is allowing yourself to be loved in your truth and not in the fiction you created to survive. And that love is deeper because it is born of authenticity. And I know this step can feel challenging. So I want to share with you 3 clear paths that can help you begin to show yourself as you are. Pause and ask yourself, what is the truest thing I'm feeling in right now? It may be tiredness, gratitude, sadness, fear, or hope. Whatever the answer is, recognize it without judgment. Tell yourself, this is what I feel now. Don't analyze or criticize it. Give it space. Write it in a journal, read it, or simply name it out loud. Share it if it feels safe. Express a spark of that truth to someone close. Or say it to yourself. Today I'm more tired than I seem. I feel sad because I don't feel like doing anything. When you honor your present truth and give it space, you are already practicing authenticity. Express without ornaments. Choose a trusted person and share a part of you, of your truth, simply, without minimizing it and without exaggerating it. Use clear and brief phrases. Today I feel vulnerable. That moment brought me joy. That experience hurt me. Don't try to impress, to convince, or to justify yourself. Speak from your heart. That's more small act of honest that that small act of honesty opens the door to more authentic and deeper relationships. Embrace your imperfections. When you show yourself as you are, discomfort may arise. The voice that says, you're not enough. You shouldn't be doing this. When that voice appears, breathe deeply. Remind yourself, I don't need to be perfect to be worthy of love. I only need to be real. Make imperfection your bridge, not your obstacle. Showing yourself with all that you are, light and shadow, certainty and doubt, is the greatest gift of authenticity you can offer. Authenticity is not only a spiritual and emotional value, it is also a proven path toward health and well-being. Practicing authenticity reduces stress and anxiety by releasing the tension of maintaining a facade. Authentic people report higher self-esteem and life satisfaction because they live in internal coherence. Being authentic in relationships creates deep trust. Others feel safe because they perceive congruence. Authenticity doesn't mean saying everything. It means living aligned with what you feel and think. Let's allow the breath to help us open to the truth of who we are. Let's begin with our breath of lights, breath of healing, calming the nervous system, creating new pathways in our brain. Let's release all the air that we have sitting there stagnant. Take a deep breath through your nose. Inhale, imagining breathing in a clear light that illuminates your heart. And exhale, releasing the disguise you no longer need. Second breath, inhale, receiving a fresh air that caresses your whole being, like yes to who you are. And exhale, letting go of the burden of perfection. Third breath, deeply through the nose. Inhale, feeling your truth blooming like an inner garden. And exhale, surrendering to the peace of showing yourself authentic. Stay for a moment, breathing into this sensation of truth. Allow yourself being to rest in authenticity. I invite you to show yourself as you are, because living fragmented between what you show and what you hide is to live with a divided soul. And that division drains, hurts, and consumes your vital energy. Today, you can begin to unite those parts. You don't need to reveal your whole story at once. It's enough to allow a spark of your truth to come into the light. That small gesture is already an act of integration. It tells your soul it no longer has to hide, that it can breathe whole, that it can be complete. When you choose to show yourself, you discover the freedom of no longer holding up a character. You discover the relief of resting in your truth. And you also discover that those who truly love you don't need perfection. They need authenticity. May this day gift you with moments of inner union. May your heart remember that there is nothing in you that must be denied. And may your life become the place where all your parts, light and shadow, fear and tenderness, can coexist in harmony. For today's mantra, repeat it every time you want to practice authenticity. I'm beautiful just as I am. I'm beautiful just as I am. Thank you for being here in the Inner Whisper. If it resonated with you, please subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment. Tell me what part of you are you ready to show just as it is? Give it like to this message so it can reach more people. And visit my blog on Substack if you're into reading at innerlightpath.substack.com. Hope to see you tomorrow here in the Inner Whisper. Until then, love deeply, shine brightly, and embrace your journey. Ciao.